Hey, welcome to the show. It's Monday, August 2nd. Can you believe it? We turned around and August came into the picture. I can't believe we're already through 7 months of 2021 already. It just seems like last year just dragged and dragged for obvious reasons. Anyway, hey, welcome to the show. My name is Les Solgrove. This is Simply Des Moines 15-minute market update. And we're going to go over this week, over some of the things that have happened this past month of July, and kind of take a recap of what's happened in the marketplace here. So on this main graphic, you'll notice down here in the lower left-hand corner, the first thing you're going to see is we are still above 2,000 homes for sale. Now that just happened again over the weekend. Last Monday, I reported on Sunday we were at 2,000 homes for sale, and then Monday through Friday, uh, inventory dipped below that 2,000 mark, and then on Saturday, and then again yesterday, Sunday, we jumped back up above 2,000. So, but we're still hovering right. We're ending the week at above 2,000, and we're hovering right at that 2,000 mark here. We're also starting to see some months of inventory creep up. This is the second week in a row where we've seen month of inventory go from 1.4 months now to 1.5 months. So that's another sign that things are changing. We'll talk about that this week as well. So inventory, homes under contract inventory, that's the number I'm trying to get to. 3945. We're dropping again. We're not well below, but we're below 4,000. Have been below that most of the week, or all the week. And last week, our closed sales, we were just announcing that we had hit 9,000 sales. And you can see here in just a week, we've already put almost 500 sales in the books. And therefore, we're well on our way here to the next milestone. So this week's top story, I've got a couple of graphics here. We review this once every month or so. This is the showing time report from the Des Moines Area Association of Realtors. And what showing time is our showing service. It's where we as realtors will go in and request a house to be shown. We'll set up showings, and we'll set up showings electronically. And as a result, we get some kind of cool graphics here. And Showing Time was able to put this little report together last year. Last year's numbers are the dark line. 2019 is the lighter line, the little light gray line, and then the orange line this year is 2021. And it's showing, are we ahead or behind previous year from the start of the year? And it's kind of been an oddity to think, as busy as the market has been, we're actually still behind the kind of the number of showings that we've seen in 2020 versus 2021. I think a lot of this is pretty much simply answered due to the fact that when homes are on the market for such a short period of time, you're not getting as many showings of those properties, and therefore the showing requests are down. So it's been fairly dramatic, though. I mean, this last comparing it to 2021, 2020, it's been fairly dramatic here. So we'll see if that's going to continue. It's just as long as we have the faster pace of sales, I think we're going to just kind of see this change. If that starts to go up, that's going to be a sign that maybe things are slowing even more. And the more homes we have to show, the more homes will be shown. So inverted market year to date. This is again a graphic we come back to about once a month for sure. And a couple things here I want to just kind of point out. In late May, we peaked. Our market did peak. We talked about that basically the last 60 days, and we are on a 60-day plus trajectory now of pending sales not increasing day by day, or at least month by month. And this is fairly typical. If you can look here at the previous year, we kind of see that this kind of happens, although last year it happened a little bit later. But what we haven't seen, and this is the other half of that equation, it's the number of homes for sale. You can see that about May, we kind of bottomed out with our homes for sale inventory, and homes started to increase in inventory. Now, does this mean we have more homes coming on the market? I think you'll find out after today that answer is probably not. It's probably a no. We're just seeing that homes are not selling as quickly And maybe the buyers that were out there have taken a break, whether they're on vacation or whether it's just truly this is our peak for this year has yet to be seen. We've got to get through the month of August and state fair and the final vacations before we get back to school to find out if we're going to have a little pickup here in sale pendings. But if you kind of look at this line right here, this is our sale pending line, and you look at last year, you can kind of see at one point in time is right at the end of the year where the number of homes under contract and the number of homes for sale kind of met back up here around that 2,400 count. And you can see that we're this year, in fact, let's just drop a couple of lines over this. If that pace continues and the current pace of inventory growth, and again, inventory growth does not necessarily mean that we're having more homes on the market. It just means that they're not selling quite as fast and the inventory is being allowed to build. If this continues, we'll see by sometime in December, we'll see these numbers cross. Now, I've used this same graphic in the past, and it's kind of failed me because the market is changing every day. One thing that could change is our inventory could jump up dramatically, or if we have the buyers kind of come back out and jump back into the marketplace, this secondary line here could start to go back downward again, and we may not cross back over this year. It would certainly be beneficial to our market if we were out of this inverted market. It would certainly make it feel better for home buyers out there anyway. So anyway, this is just another graphic we watch each week, and we'll come back and revisit this probably in another 30 days unless something crazy happens. If I start to see a change in one of these two graphics, I'll come back and bring it back here. So this week's Week in Review, won't spend a lot of time on this graphic other than to say new listings added 284. The magic number for our market, what we really, really need to see every week is between 300 and 350 homes added to our marketplace. And we're not seeing that. We're seeing under 300. And this is why I say we're not, we're seeing inventory increase, but we're not seeing the new listings added that's causing that. This past week, we did have 320 offers accepted. So we did outpace, again, sale pending. So offers accepted this past week were greater than the new homes added, yet we still continued to build our inventory. So that's just kind of the quirkiness of our marketplace here. So again, we kind of watch that. So if you ever ask, how many homes do we get in a week? We get around 280 to under 300. We need about 350 a week right now to kind of really keep our marketplace fulfilled with a lot of inventory. In fact, that's what this graphic shows us each week. This is our weekly count of homes added, and you can see for the third quarter of last year, the blue line is where we sat each week through the second week of August, and then it kind of started to tail down. Again, if we could get 325 to 350 and outpace what we did last year, that would be very, very good for our marketplace. So again, we watch this graphic every single week. Okay, let's hit the spotlight here. The second half and the final part of the show this week is the end of July recap. And I got some graphics here that kind of interesting. This is the way the homes for sale inventory level. This is our red level down here at the bottom. This is where we started the month of July. And when we ended the month of July, we were, again, on this upward trajectory. We've seen this graphic in the, this red line is the one that represented the green line in the inverted market graph that you just saw. We're starting to see that go upwards. Pretty good jump up. Again, doesn't mean we've got more homes on the market because clearly we are not adding as many homes to the market as we're selling, yet our inventory is continuing to grow. And it just means the buyers that are out there are buying, but there's just not as many of them as we once had. Here's again that same representation on properties under contract. So if you think about this, these are just the two inverted market graphics just kind of separated out and looking at them compared to the past 2 years. So again, here's July 1st, and here's where we are August 1st. So again, before and after, and we are on a pretty steady trajectory downward here So the great thing about having something happen fairly quickly is when something changes the other direction, it's pretty well noticeable, and I'll be able to watch that as we move forward here. Let's see here. Months of inventory. I mentioned this on the overall graphic. We were on that main very first graphic. We are starting to see an increase in months of inventory. You can kind of see that we've kind of creeped up here from May, where we were actually below 1 month of inventory, to now where we are at 1.5 months. And again, that's kind of taking the cue from last year and previous year, 2019 jumped quite a bit. But we're going to just kind of see those numbers kind of increase as the year goes on here. So looking at months of inventory, we just talked about that. Let's look at months of inventory, and we got to say, okay, well, what does months of inventory really look like compared to July? I mean, you can look at it this way and you go, okay, gee, there's 6 months of inventory in the above $1 million price point. Really, if you look at these top 3 price points here, there's not enough inventory to get a good monthly trend, because these change just based on maybe a few listings going under contract. But when you look at these underneath here, we're at 0.9 months of inventory for the 100 to 200. We're at 1 month inventory for the 2 to 3. But let's take a look at how that looks versus June. So I've dropped June's numbers in here, and you can see that, yeah, under 100, that's just the vapor market. There's hardly anything for sale down there. It actually did drop 1/10 of a month, but you can see that between $100,000 and $200,000 price point, we were at just over a half a month, and we're almost at a full month of inventory. So we've made a pretty good recovery in that $100,000 to $200,000 price point. 0.8 to 1 month in the 2 to 300. 1.7 to 1.9. Again, we're just kind of seeing some of this lower inventory or lower price points where the majority of our sales are occurring are starting to, that's where the inventory is starting to build. So just, again, kind of interesting to look at this when you compare it to previous month, because maybe not tells the whole story until you compare it here. Looking at, and this is, I'm sorry, this is mislabeled. There's not median list price. This is monthly activity by listing status here. And let's just do the same thing. And I was got a little fancy here, and I moved the graphic here so we can kind of see the both of them. New listings. In June, we added 718 new listings to the market. Yeah, we added a few more this month, but again, still not enough to do what we should here. Pending sales are slowing down. We were at almost 1,600. We're down to about 1,500 now. We are seeing an increase in closed sales. That makes sense, because that's our April, May, June, July business is closing. And as some of that new construction and some of those resales are closing within 30 to 45 days, that chunk of business comes on this graphic later. So that's why we're seeing an increase. We will see a little bit of a decrease as we move into the fall on that. Back on markets, nice to see that we're down. We were averaging, we had 301 homes in June that actually fell apart and went back on the market. And we are now down to 266 for the month of July, which is better. And that's right around that, 18% of our listing inventory. We're also not seeing as many price increases during the month of July, whether that's due to builders not, adding more inventory, or maybe they've made all their price increases that they're planning on doing, at least until we get closer to the end of the year. It's hard to say. But one notable one here is the price reductions. We are starting to see, when the market slows, we're starting to see home sellers start to reduce their prices a little bit more frequently. So we've increased our price reductions by about 125 there. Really, the remainder of those are just expired. Those are homes that went off the market there. So anyway, that's our monthly activity by listing status, not median list price by category. I forgot to change that graphic there. So the last two graphics that we talk about each week or each month here, this is the Metro active count by price range. And I kind of wanted to highlight the high and the low price points here. Well, at least the high price point. Ankeny has the most number of homes for sale of any place in the metro in the $300,000 to $400,000 price point. And that's including new construction, resale, everything, condos, townhomes, everything. They have 117 homes, where poor little Windsor Heights has only got 3 homes completely on the market as of yesterday, and they're both priced. One's under 1 to 200, and the other 2 are $200,000 to $300,000 price points. So to get an idea here, off to the right, the community with the most number of listings here at 295 is Ankeny, followed by West Des Moines, Waukee, and Urbandale. And then that should give you no surprise when we go to sale pendings. It's almost exactly the same placement of these little graphics. Again, 177 homes under contract, which kind of stands to reason. They have the most listings in that price point, so they also have the highest pending count there. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So anyway, that's kind of the report for this week. You can see all these graphics and more if you go to SimplyDesMoinesStats.com. That's where all the graphics live on that Facebook page. Just go to photos and photo albums. So next week, we're going to look at maybe what we expect to happen in the next month here. We're going to do a little bit of forecasting. It's something I don't like to do because I'd rather report on the trending that I'm seeing, but I'm going to make some forecasts, some guesses here, where we're going to be with closed sales. Are we going to bust through the highest point of for sale inventory that we've seen so far this year? Will that happen in the month of August? What about pricing and days on the market? So thanks for joining me again. We'll see you next week. Be sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel at the URL listed below there, and we would love to have you like everything you see. That makes a big difference in the rankings and helping people find this information. So again, thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you all again next week. Be safe out there and stay cool.